Now, let me tell you, go back to this here. It tells you that there was 10 horns that came up in Daniel chapter 7, 7, 9. After they stormed out the residue of the bombardment of Afghanistan and these nations in the Middle East, after they had taken control, beat them down, took the oil reserve. The Marines, who is is the president's personal bodyguard, they took over the own military infrastructure. It tells you right there in Daniel. Air Force, Army, and Navy. Plucked up all of them, destroyed all of them by the root in the name of peace. But they gave their power unto the horn with the little eyes, which was the CIA. Not Barack Obama. Barack Obama didn't claim to be. That tells us either sometime he's going to lose this election, or when the war is over, they're not going to honor him as president. And the reason they are not going to honor him as president, because he is not, and he never will be, the infrastructure of the Gentiles. Infrastructure of Gentiles, but he was used as a decoy to transgress and to bring in compliance to captivate the minds of the rest of the world in order for these people to gain victory on sinister measures and help sinister cause. And by doing so, I'm going to stop this in here because somehow I end up with something here that didn't supposed to be here. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to destroy this hymn. So now I can still go on, but I'm going to go on with this hymn here on because one didn't come out right. Sorry about that. So now, there's a little glitch in going to be in this hymn here, but I'm going to keep on going with this here and see how it come out, but sorry about this. Now, once they win this war, Barack Obama is not going to maintain the status quo because his father is a product of the black race. It was never intended for the black man to rule the world by force from its foundation. This was the path that Alexander the Great came. So it doesn't matter what people say, and people sit and see these things, they don't understand what's going on because they don't refer back to the Bible and what God said in the prophecy of the Bible. They're all looking at Jesse Jackson, Oprah Winfrey, and all this, and they all jumping up shouting kumbaya. But we have met a time in history where democracy really is a true vine of God and a true vine of our revelation of peace. But they don't understand the significance of fact what is written down in Bible prophecy. But yet they cling to these false prophets and these false sayings. But God done written everything down what they would do and what they will not do and what will be happening. He showed right here that they didn't give no respect for Barack Obama. I don't care how you twist and how you lie and say it ain't so. It's so. Somehow they didn't give the respect to Barack Obama. But they needed him as a decoy to bring all the nations on board, that they would help them defile not only their government, but defile the nation that helped him, their government as well. But God, when he come with his wrath of destruction, he will call this man to use his nuclear weapon upon the ones, even the ones that hope him, and try to exterminate every black person on the face of this earth. And then at that time, you would know the Antichrist. You would know the forces of prediction. You would know the leader, and you would know those who fight him. He would captivate the minds of our peoples here with drugs and they will sit up and see a firestorm coming, and they will not understand what they're seeing and not understand what will not see what they're hearing until it have consumed them. They would rather believe a lie than to believe a truth. They would want men of the godly people to propaganda or prophesize against them a lie rather than the truth. This is why when I start my next segment, I got to bring this to Mr. Babel. But here, where I start there, showing you they gave the power to the horns with the little eyes. I don't know what's going to happen during the campaign of Barack Obama getting to be the president a second time, or will he ever reach that stage again. But right here it tells you that he was not given the glorification of the victory. It was given to the CIA. This is in Daniel chapter 7. We'll come back and I start again and bring this here to you. You see, in Revelation chapter 17, when Mr. Babylon came upon the scene, and through these four symbols that God used to confirm his word, it will show you that in that revelation that the CIA was given the victory, and during the time of the victory of his peoples over there, where he had these people have slaughtered God's people and caused them to democratize themselves. At the end, Barack Obama will not gain the victory. It will be given to the CIA because he is Mr. Babel. You know, I want to sit and I want to speak concerning this matter. At this appointed time in our history as it unfolds itself, and things continue to travel in the path, and we are looking for a livelihood here in the United States of America. But when you look at the ideas and the way President George W. Bush did things when he was there, the thing that he did looked like it was out of malice. If you take the livelihood away from people and you put a burden upon people where they would become dependent on a resource, but there wouldn't be no resource, and there's no food in the house, they're going to let you do according to your will just to live. So not only was the war waged in Afghanistan and Iraq, it was waged against our peoples here on the soil of the United States of America who did not agree with the United States of America. Throughout the history of our peoples, they took in was the food basket of the whole world at one point, even his own. But now, through the due process, they're using the food basket of America as a war waged against the infrastructure of America, where they cannot call this country to justice. They have to accept anything when they become home. Why does that is? You look at how they beat the peoples out of their land here in America. Didn't give them long. This was World War III in the due process. It started a long time ago, and the black peoples couldn't understand because the majority of them was sedated with cocaine and with other mind-impairing drugs upon this earth. And doing so, the Antichrist used this to defile them while they fight their addiction because they're lost away, because they cater to the need of their addiction by doing these foolish things, stepping out of the realm of God's protection. They became victimized through a due process of this high-tech extermination. As they became addicted to this, they sold most of their value of property to enhance their addiction, stole from their neighbors to enhance their addiction. sold land and killed parents for their